Hello. You've caught me in a moment of downtime. Exciting as it may seem, as a Morris dancer, every now and again, if something's needed, I can make things out of leather. These are iron bars for a Morris dance, and weighing £6 in total. You don't want to get in the way of them. Anyway, I thought today I'd use a little bit of spare time to talk about discipline. As you can see, I'm full of discipline here. I've got leather work going on there, a glass of what is not orange juice here, cheers. We've just spent 5 minutes trying to find the right batteries to fit this camera. Finally it's working, that's a relief. And I think it makes it a suitable moment to talk about the idea of discipline when you're a writer, because everybody knows what a writer does. A writer wakes up at about 9:30 in the morning with a mild hangover. Does a bit of exercise by lighting a cigarette, stumbles downstairs in a fairly grotty looking greasy dressing gown, and after a couple of pints of caffeine to keep them going, will sit at a table, kitchen table ideally, with a quill pen and write out 2 or 3 pages before getting a phone call from an agent or an editor and being asked to go away and prepare for the next morning's mild hangover. And of course for all of that they get paid multi-millions. Sadly the reality is not quite like that, even though that's what the newspapers like to promote. But a lot of authors do find it difficult because a lot of people who try to come to writing very young haven't had the experience of working in an office and having to stick to a routine. Personally, when I started writing, I had a big incentive because I'd lost 13 jobs in 13 years. Every single firm had gone bust, apart from the last one who didn't have the decency to go bust. They just decided to dispense with my services. But I was lucky because I'd always had the experience of getting up early and going to work. When you're writing though, it's a bit difficult because you're at home, and if like me you'd been used to going out and meeting with clients all the time, it makes it very different. So when I started off, I had one key objective, and that was to make sure that I could actually write a book. So I spent a month writing a book, and when I say I spent a month, I was spending from 6:30 in the morning through till 12:30 at night, with 1 hour off roughly through the day for meals, and I was doing that 7 days a week. It was very, very tiring, and no one can keep that up for very long. I managed it for the first 3 books, but the way that I tend to work now is I'll work in 1 hour bursts. The morning tends to be reading through the work I did the night before, making sure that the story is hanging together, and it works as a sort of launch pad, if you can imagine, so that I'm taking off into the story again, because taking time off overnight does tend to slow you down. But what I'll do is I'll work in 1 hour bursts, so every 50 minutes I'll take a break of 10 minutes, and I do that from usually about 8 o'clock in the morning through till about 4 o'clock. I'll take a couple of hours off then when the kids get home from school, and I'll carry on working till 12:30, 1 o'clock at night. At some time in the morning I'll take the dog out for a walk too, normally an hour and a half, 2 hours, which can be at 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock, or it can be later on. It depends really what sort of stage I've got to with the book. But the main thing about that is every hour I can normally write about 1,000 words, and so in 50 minutes I'll have roughly a scene of 1,000 words down. After that it's a case of going back and taking 10 minutes time out, and that'll give me time to think about the next scene I've got to write, any linkages I've got to get between different scenes, all the rest of it. And that really is about it. The whole point of writing is if you're not actually writing, you can't call yourself a writer. So although I'm on downtime right now, as soon as that whiskey's gone, I'll probably be writing out something else, because I've got a fairly lengthy report to write up right now. And I think that's about it. If you want to write, the main thing is make sure you do actually write. If you find you're watching too much television, throw it away. Don't listen to the radio. Sit in a darkened room where you can concentrate, but take a break every 50 minutes or so, because it helps no end just to keep your brain going. So apart from that, can I say I'll be grateful if anybody is interested. Please subscribe. Don't forget to like and comment and share and favourite the videos. And if you really enjoy it, put it out on social media too. I have to mention all of those things because my daughter, the director, will hit me if I don't, and she's standing behind the camera, swaying most inelegantly right now. So thanks a lot for watching. I hope it was of some interest, and do please continue to listen in on the YouTube channel, and there will be a new one every Thursday. Thanks very much.